welcome. Yeah, checking in. Jamaican Premier League, the preview for the playoffs. Yeah, the quarterfinal. You don't know. It's tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow in Sabina Park. It's going to be a jam-packed Sabina Park. Trust me. Yeah, hearing some little news about the teams, their fans. They're going to travel. I hope they open up the whole of Sabina Park. Yeah, it's going to be a massive crowd out there tomorrow night. As I know, Junglist is out there. Mount Pleasant out there. WaterHouse is out there. Portmore don't really have much fans around in Jamaica. They they barely can fill up a stadium. Yeah, I don't think even Portmore can fill their own stadium. But they're going to have some due respect. They're going to have some fans that are going to turn out. As you know, Portmore is a big place. As you know, many people. You have people that in Portmore support the Junglist, Firehouse. And it's a very diverse. We call it Portmore as a city, but yeah, three big guns going to be in the quarterfinal with three massive fan base. Yeah, the Junglist and Arnett Garden, which is a Junglist Firehouse, originally from Choosland. Also, Tivoli Garden going to be a massive hit. Look, Tivoli Garden, not so bossy, not so prolific in the playoffs for probably the last decade, since it's the new format of the Jamaican Premier League, yeah. But Tivoli Guard is going to come hard. Waterhouse, you cannot write them off because Waterhouse is one of that team where when it comes on to playoff, I bet that fact, Waterhouse, out of all these four teams, yeah, Waterhouse have one of the best playoffs run since 2014 until now. Yeah, so Waterhouse is not really a chicken foot team when it comes on to knockout run football. They know how to go to a final, but they don't know how to win a Premier League. It's been a while, since Tivoli Garden and Waterhouse won it. I remember think Tivoli Garden last one it was in 2011. Yeah, I think it was in 2011. But you cannot write off Waterhouse team. Look what they did in the last probably would say around the last four fixtures of the Premier League. Their runnings in the playoff is massive because throughout the whole season, Waterhouse couldn't get some back-to-back win on the board, and all of a sudden, where did they find all those goals, all those W's on the board? Yeah, no D, R, no L. Yeah, the man then just got straight W's, straight into the playoffs. So, Waterhouse and Portmore is one of the hottest teams in the league right now in between the quarterfinals. Not talking about Mount Pleasant and Cavaliers. They're waiting in the semifinal in the next couple of weeks before they can touch the pitch. But these four teams, massive. And Portmore, as I said, one of the best runnings. But is it going to be a rematch of last year final, Mount Pleasant and Cavalier? Is it going to be a rematch of what happened in 2021, that COVID final, that Cavalier beat Waterhouse? Or will it go back in history book when the Junglist beat Waterhouse in the 2001 championship? Yeah, I don't know, but it can swing any different way. Anyway, it can swing, anyway. But the champions, Mount Pleasant, you have to give them a lot of credit. You have to give Tapa a lot of credit. I have seen so many teams that put together with so many big name players, and the team didn't go anywhere in the Jamaican Premier League. Yeah, didn't win anything, but Tapa have put together a star-studded team. You got them over the line, which it's going to be very difficult because there is this monkey on each teams, but whenever the team win regular season, they don't go on to win the final. Yeah, and they don't go on to play in the final. Matter of fact, so you have 2023, 22, 21. Those were the last sets of playoff before Corona. After Corona, so teams that normally won the regular season, you could go right back. It started when Portmore won that double, 17, 18, 19. Portmore was the only team that won the regular season twice in a row and go on to win the Premier League. So for the last three playoffs, campaign now in the Jamaican Premier League, is only WaterHouse is the last team that won the regular season and advanced to the final. But again, WaterHouse just don't know how to win final. They went to the most final in the history of Jamaican Premier League and still cannot get it over the line. And the amount of final that WaterHouse went to in the history, I think it's around 7 or 8. They should have been tied up with the team from Britain, Portmore. Portmore have 7. So let's see what's going to happen, because it's this, these two games is going to be a very tricky tie. Yeah. Arnett Garden haven't beat Portmore all season long. It seems like Portmore's finding them mojo back again on the junglist, like what they did just before the corona came in. Yeah. Tivoli Garden haven't lose against WaterHouse all season. Yeah. I think WaterHouse haven't scored on Tivoli all season. Let me check that. Let me double check that. That running between Tivoli Garden and you see they haven't scored on Tivoli Garden all season. The last time they played at Jerusalem, it was a 1-0, and those two teams played the first game. I think of the campaign, when that was the only game that played in the National Stadium so far, when Tivoli beat them 3-0. So WaterHouse haven't scored on Tivoli all season long. So let's see what Marcel Fuzzigill is going to bring to the table against the best local coach in history, Jerome Wade. Yeah, nobody can contest that. Jerome Wade is the best. Look at what he did to this Tivoli team. He have improved everybody on this team. He have improved their stats. He have improved their goal scoring. Conceded everything, the discipline, red cards, because for the last 3 seasons, Tivoli have been in and out of the playoffs. Yeah, so Tivoli don't really get to be in this playoff. Matter of fact, I think the last 9 playoffs, Tivoli have only been in it 3 times. They only have 3 appearances in the playoffs. And WaterHouse out of the 9, WaterHouse have only missed 3 playoffs, and they've been into 6, and WaterHouse have only lost 2-legged tie when it comes on to not going to the final. I think Montego Bay have beat them. Yeah, Moby have beat them in 2015 that season when Montego Bay won in that super team in Arnett and Dino Williams and Turtleman, and I think Jacomina Barrett was a goalkeeper. Yeah, so, and I think in the last season before COVID, Cavalier, but I don't remember if it was before or after COVID, but I know that Cavalier have shut down WaterHouse already in our playoffs. So those teams, are the only 2 teams that only get the best of WaterHouse when it comes on to WaterHouse not going to the final. So WaterHouse, again, man, very experienced team, rich in history, but it's going to be a massive task when it comes on to these players. But one of the most important thing, this WaterHouse team, Nikai Christian is getting back some minutes under his belt after he have missing a whole lot of football in 2024. Yeah, and he is one of the man in the midfield, the driving force of this team. So when you really look at it, Nikai is going to have a lot of pressure. This man have won it. I think he have won it for Arborview in, I think it was 2012. Yeah, he have won it. I think after Tivoli won the league, Arborview went on to win the next season. So he have won it, and I think, I'm trying to remember if he was at, I don't think he was at Cavalier in the COVID. I don't remember if he was, but he used to play for Cavalier as well. A very journeyman in the Premier League. So he's going to be one of the experienced players in that WaterHouse camp that is going to have to drive this team over the line. And man who scored 14 goals off the season so far, Xavier and Brian, he's going to have to get on the score sheet as he scored that crucial game winner at Jerusalem to beat Arborview, wanted to get this team over the line to be in this playoff spot at this moment. Yeah, and start of the season, remember, Nikai Christian and Javian Bryan was having a good partnership before. I think he got injured, then he came back, but never looked the same. He never looked the same. But Javian, what a wonderful story! What a wonderful player this season. Yet nobody know about this talent, not even me. Yeah, not even me know about this talented youth. His first season in the JPL. Such a fantastic history and story that coming from mid Forest. He's a journeyman in the lower tier of Jamaican football. So to come in his debut season and scored 14 goals, that's remarkable. Yeah, that's remarkable. And you have to look. You have to give Fuzzy a lot of credit. I sit here on this platform and I give Fuzzy a lot of criticism of how he handled this WaterHouse team, how this WaterHouse team have performed, inconsistent. But I must say, to give Javian Bryan that number 9 spot, yeah, that spot is so crucial. That number 9, yeah, is so crucial. The history of names that pass through to play in that front line for WaterHouse. When you're talking about, Devon Agis, since probably the last man that have done damage in that number 9 position, Jeremy and Tuffy Anderson, yeah, the man himself, the legend, Kevin Lamy, and I think before Lamy, I don't remember if it was Dijab, so with all these names and to step up in that position, you'd salute, because WaterHouse is a really big club and it's one of the most pressuring position to play in a WaterHouse team. So I could understand that, I could imagine that his first game, just to put on that, that sky blue and yellow, that pretty jersey. WaterHouse jersey has always been one of the most, prettiest jersey in the league, but you have to give him a lot of credit, man. But where would I go from here? But the Junglist, the red and black, Jaja, coming up against, Portmore United, a team that only lost one game. Portmore have only lost one game from 2024, and that was that game that they lost. Yeah, that game that they lost at Jackson when Veer United, I think Veer United beat them, 1-0, a goal in the last dying moment. Portmore have been playing so prolific. I think Portmore is the only top 6 team. That haven't lost a game at home. Yeah, I think Portmore is the only team that played in the top 6, haven't lost a game at home. They played around 11 games. Mount Pleasant went there and draw. Arnett went there and lose, I think 2-0. Dumble that Portmore derby, I think they drew that game 1-1. I think Tivoli went there and also drew to. So not many teams go to Ferdinand Park, but guess what? This game is not going to be at Ferdinand Park. That's one of the things I would probably love to see. Yeah, the teams actually playing at their own ground, but we can understand of fan base, marketing, TV rights, and just to present the whole package and the broadcast and stuff like that. It's massive, but Arnett are going to come up against a tough opposition team, because Portmore was one of that team that, one of the best defensive team last season. And now, again, is one of the best defense. And Portmore, in the last 2 seasons, Portmore haven't conceded not even 33, 34 goals. Yeah? Their defense is so mean. But one thing, though, with this Portmore team, Alex Marshall, Siobhan Walsh, Emilia Rousseau, Keeler Howard, Young at the back, legend himself, Aston. This team don't have a lot of experience when it comes on to playing players. But look, anybody who been around local football, yeah, and understand what it is to play in a playoff system in Jamaica. It's one of the hardest things. That's why I said not every team that won the regular season in the past go on to win the league. The last time it happened, Portmore have done it back to back. So it's something it's very difficult. It's very difficult. I even remember when I think it was 2015 when it was 2016. When Arnett Garden won the league, Umberland finished on top, and Arnett Garden finished in sixth or fifth, and they went on to win the league. Harborview, they scraped. You remember that season 2022 when Harborview won the season? Yeah, I think at that time the top six, around 3 teams or 4 teams finished the regular season and 28 points. See, WaterHouse have done it. They finished on much they finish? I think they finished on same points with Montego Bay. Sure, let me check it. How much points? They finished on 43 with Montego Bay, and Montego Bay was on this extraordinary run. Like, it's just unfortunate how that's a talented team, didn't make it, but they have to be playing too much catch up because they have a poor start. So that's what I'm saying. This Portmore team, the only thing might let this team probably fell short is the expectation, because the last time I remember Portmore and Arnett play a game in outside of the regular season, that was a final that they played in the National Stadium. Who remember that final? Yeah, that Marvin Morgan goal from the left-hand side, right in front a grandstand. Who was the keeper? I don't even remember who was the keeper for Portmore at that time, but I think that was the last time, Portmore and Arnett go on to play any game in the playoff system. Yeah, but Arnett Garden, those players went on to play in the last year playoffs. A little bit more experience, a little bit more expectation, because look, Arnett Garden won the regular season last campaign, and who beat Arnett Garden again? Trying to remember if I think it was Mount Pleasant. I think it was Mount Pleasant that beat Arnett Garden. Was it Mount Pleasant? I don't remember. Let me look it up. But look, Arnett Garden won the regular season, last campaign, and they didn't make it to the final. But at least those players would have a little bit more experience in them of what it takes to get over the line, in the playoff system. So Arnett Garden, Arnett Garden did play Mount Pleasant. Yeah, Arnett Garden did play Mount Pleasant in that semi-final. And Mount Pleasant went on, to win everything. But that's what I'm sure, when you look at some of the, because Portmore teams like a mix of probably a little bit more young, inexperienced players and less experienced players, yeah. But Philip Williams, I have to give that coach a whole lot of credit, because he stick with his team, yeah, even though they had this poor run last season and they tried to make it up, but their rival last season get the better of them by finish in that last playoff spot in that sixth position just by 1 point, 41, and Portmore finished by 40 points. So stick with the players, work with the same tactics and come back. But what's the big difference with this Portmore team than last season? They have more collective players that scoring goals. I think Big Siobhan Walsh is on around 8 or 9 goals of the season, and Emilio Rosso and Alex Marshall, I think, tied at 5 points, 5 goal. Emilio Rosso is a wingback, so this is one of his best seasons. A farmer St. George's. I think he was at St. George's yet, so he's a wingback. But Alex Marshall again, players like that. I was giving him a lot of stick, still inexperienced. Yeah, wasn't really. I should not say he's inexperienced, because he has played in the Jamaican Premier League already with Cavalier. Yeah, so, but what I should say is inconsistent with the team. He's a high-profile player locally. Yeah, what he have done in schoolboy football, he's still a high-profile player local in Jamaican Premier League, but he didn't manage to catch my eye in the regular season. He wasn't playing consistent enough. I watched him, when I was in Jamaica around, I think when the Reggae Boys was playing that first leg game against Canada, and I went there and watched that Portmore and Mullins game, and Iman Martin Davis didn't give me enough on the ball. Yeah, Chevron was one that caught my eye, and that's when I first saw Okilo Howard. I was like, whoa, Portmore is playing like this. Like Emilio Russell is on the left, and Okilo Howard is running the right side. She at the back, and I was like, this is all along. This is all Portmore. Cause Portmore don't really get enough TV games, so it's hard to see Portmore team at times. It's just since recently they start to get a few TV games, but they kind of Philip Williams kind of shot me like, this is how this team play. Like this team is a well-oiled machine team that just constantly running. But this team always are. Yeah, so is this one going to be a massive one, but I think one of the way the junglers can get rid of the Portmore team, Arnett going to have to get at them, because in the last 5 games that Portmore played and conceded a goal, they have conceded 4 times out of the 5 first. So Arnett, knowing that Arnett have been playing probably in the last 5 fixtures, they have been scoring goals. I think they beat up Treasure Beach in the last regular season game. They beat Umberlion, I think 4. So they have been scoring goals, especially they're getting a lot of goals in the first half. So if you look at that, Portmore, in their last 5 games, the games that they conceded, they have conceded 4 times out of the 5. The only game that they didn't concede first in the last 5 that they conceded was the last game that they played against Arnett Garden in the Anthony Spalding Sports Complex. So Arnett Garden going to have to get out on the front foot. Yeah, that last playoff game that Arnett Garden played, especially against Mount Pleasant last season and against Harborview, that when we lost on penalty, we should have easily won those games, but because of lack of concentration, to not let Arnett Garden get over the line. But these players right now, I'm telling you, for the last couple of seasons, they have been playing in the playoff, So with my El Capitano back in form, Fabian Reid, there's no doubt about it. He have to come up big. Yeah, he have to come up big. Arnett Garden, the midfield star, Coach Xavier Virgo, Xavier Gilbert, he's going to have a little bit of headache because Jamal Shepherd, the number 8, I think Marlon Martin, and Jaheim Thomas. Those 3 players are to go players that he picked in big games, But Chevron Willis is our next player that is probably knocking on the door to start that game tomorrow. And I just can't wait to see how he's going to set up his team, because he cannot go with anything but a 4-4-2 coming tomorrow. He cannot go with nothing. Not about a 4-3-3. 4-3-3, yeah? But looking at it, Arnett going to have to get Portmore wing plays out of the way as soon as possible in that game. Front foot, press, try to get the first couple of goals. Because when you look at some of the games that Portmore have scored, that conceded, it's mistake, defensive error, because the team started out on the front foot. The team is pressing them. The team is not giving them much time on the ball in the midfield. The team is not letting Chevron Walsh, get in around the danger box. Look at the goal that he scored. Jones and for Arnett Garden, he just easily breezed away out of the way. So he needs to get Chevron Walsh away from his defensive third. Don't let him get enough ball to run him. He's a very strong, powerful player. Yeah, so some of those things are the very key points of how Arnett Garden can really get out of this Portmore team. But Portmore, you know, Portmore in the last time they in the playoff, because this is the first time Portmore have been in the playoffs since that COVID season. Since Cavalier was that COVID champion, and in Harborview and in Mount Pleasant, this is the first time since 2018 Portmore have been in the playoff. And their semi-final playoff when they won the league in 2018 and 17, yeah, they beat Cavalier 3-0 and then drew 0-0 and then went on to beat WaterHouse in the final. So that final, that season 17-18, Portmore was unstoppable. Yeah, that season. They went on to in the playoffs. I think, since the playoffs started in 2014, Portmore's only team to go right through the playoffs from the semifinal because they won the league, and go on to win the league without even conceded a goal. Yeah, they have scored 4 goals in the 3 games that they played. I think the second leg against Cavalier, that one drew 0-0, and then move on to the next one that they won 2018 and 2019. Yeah, Portmore in that semi-final against Mount Pleasant, they won 2-1. They drew 1-1, and also they went on to the final and beat WaterHouse again. So people, this is what I'm telling you. WaterHouse is a very, very strong team when it comes out to playoffs. Yeah, but they just don't know how to win. You see, the last time Portmore won it, back to back, they beat WaterHouse 1-1. And then right after COVID, in that COVID league, Firehouse went on again to get another dust-up beating again from Cavalier in the final. So see that WaterHouse, I don't know why they have that. It's like they don't have that winning mentality. Yeah, they just cannot get. And you cannot even fault these players because it's happening from go back to Irving and that English them Dotty Man, Spoon, all those players go right back in the early 2000. I think Joe McGarden, I think used to play for WaterHouse also, but so yeah, those are the last 2 sets of playoffs that Portmore been in and won it. Yeah. The first one, having considered going and score 4 goals. The second one, 18 and 19, beat up Mount Pleasant, 2-1 and then drew 1-1 and then beat WaterHouse. But Arnett Garden hands going to be full. Arnett Garden hands going to be full because this Portmore team, 14 matches played in the regular season since 2014. 9 goals conceded. 9 goals conceded. So, Arnett Garden have a massive one, but can't wait, people. I'm very optimistic about this because look, Arnett Garden, it's going to go around almost probably the next decade. Yeah, just a few more years left. Arnett Garden haven't won it. I think last time was 2016. Yeah, 2016. I think it was the last time Arnett Garden won the league. So it's been a while. I remember, first time watching Arnett Garden, in the early 2000s when they won the double. And I remember I used to hear every minute when I go to the stadium, the man them across the players them, yo, remember from 1978 when I win the 1978 when I win the league. Yeah, from 1978. So you count that. It's 2 decades since Arnett Garden when they won their first Premier League, them not win it back. So I don't want anything like that again. But the last couple of playoffs games, it's been disappointed for the Junglers. Yeah, it's very disappointing. And Arnett Garden have this thing on their back where they just cannot keep clean sheet. They just cannot keep clean sheets when it comes down to playoffs game. It's like I don't know if sometimes emotionally get over them sometimes. Big up to Jordan, yeah. Big up to Jordan, he said, should I do this one as well? Because, I don't know, bro. It's up to you if you want to do it, but JPL is my thing, so I have to do it. I don't care if it's only 1 people over here. I have to do the Jamaican Premier League, else I'm not going to sleep good tonight. Yeah, but I even lost where I was, man. But Arnett Garden, in their playoffs, last season, Arnett Garden, went to the playoff, lose against Mount Pleasant. I said that, and in 2021 and 2 we lost against Arborview. I think Arborview was playing with 10 men at time. I think Arborview was playing with 10 man. Yeah, but look, the last time Arnett Garden, team keep a clean sheet in the playoff, it was actually in 2016 and 17, yeah, against Humble Lion. Yeah, and at that time, Humble Lion was the second highest scoring team in the league and the best defensive record. So Humble Lion was that team, with Humble Lion, with the whole spread of them, and I think Cousin was there. They used to have that. I think you I don't remember his name, but that team was really good. I missed that Humberland team. They just cannot find a good team like that. Humberland missed out on the playoff this season. One of the best defensive record people last season was Humberland. 15 goals they conceded. I don't know how they have done it. And then Mount Pleasant come and equal that record. I don't know how Humberland have only just conceded 15 goals last season. But you have to understand, when it comes on to the Premier League, Andrew Price is one of the best defensive coach. Yeah, it's one of the best defensive coach. So let's see. But yeah, that's the local stats right there. I gave you guys, the last time Arnett keep a clean sheet was 2016 and 17. At that time against Humberland, keep a clean sheet in the playoffs. And that time Humberland have one of the second best scoring record and the best defensive record in the league. Humberland finished on top on the regular season. That season Arnett kind of went on to win the league. Yeah, so it's going to be a real good game tomorrow. But let's touch a little bit now on the Juiceland team and WaterHouse badness. I always say, are we all on the ground? WaterHouse, yeah, big up the notch. But Firehouse, Tivoli. People, me don't know. Don't be surprised Subine up jump pack tomorrow. Don't be surprised because we know for a fact. Yeah, we know for a fact that Tivoli people are gonna come out. Tivoli, as I said, for the last 9 years, they only have 3 playoffs appearances. Yeah, so they have their last time they went to a playoffs game, they missed out on the last 2 seasons was when Cavalier won the league. I think Cavalier ended up beat them, in that 1/2 game. Yeah, I think Cavalier ended up beat them in 2021. It was the last time Tivoli went, but Tivoli has been really inconsistent. Team has been really, really inconsistent. So to see what Jerome might have been doing, Justin Dunn, a player that was playing at left back for some games last season, and just to turn around and put in a little screw and get in some of his players. You saw Steve Clark there, Barry, I think Alton Lewis, a player that he used to coach in the schoolboy team for Charlie Smith. What else he brought in? I have brought in Visional Harris, So he have brought in a few pieces that can really unlock a few points. And look, the players that he have brought in have won some game for him, especially the West Kingston Derby. Those 2 games that he played at Anthony Spalding Sport Complex and the one at Stadium East where he scored 6 goals and Arnett Garden. Yeah, Justin Dunn, I think he scored a hat-trick at home in Arnett Garden, and he scored that penalty, yeah, at Stadium East. So Jerome team is a well-oiled machine team. This is one of the best record, Jerome have gotten, for some time in local football in terms of how much goals, Tivoli Garden have conceded. I tell you, Tivoli Garden have conceded 23 goals. Yeah. When Jeremy won the league the last time, Arnett Garden scored 48 goals and conceded over. So, I tell you, man. Look, when Arnett Garden, won the league, Yeah, Arnett Garden scored 47 and conceded 46 goals a plus. Yeah, and with 46 points, finishing sixth. So Jerome Wade is not usually the coach that I will get the best out of his players, fine tuning defensively. So, that seniority that he's having right now, at Tivoli Garden, this is one of his best seasons. You have to go back to the early 2000 to Jerome to match this record, in a regular season. So, Jerome is not the best defensive coach, but I don't know how he's done it, but look, you have to give credit where it's due. You have two experienced center half, Penny Cook and Barrington Price. Yeah, two very good. I don't know how long Barrington Price have been playing for Tivoli, man. Like it seems, he still look young, but he have been playing for Tivoli since probably for the last 7 years. Yeah, and Penny Cook, he have came up with some brilliant goal this season. I think Penny Cook have scored around 3 or 4 goals for Tivoli. Yeah, but Justin Dunn is where everything surrounded this season. Yeah, Justin Dunn is where everything surrounded. Justin Dunn have scored 16 goals this season. Yeah, he has scored just over 1/4 of all the goals that Tivoli scored this season. And for a player that can cover over 1/4 of the goals that his team scored, he's doing an excellent job. He's doing an excellent job. And it's all about this game, Javi and Brian versus, Dunn. This is what this game is all about. Dunn versus, Brian. But Waterhouse, it's going to be, to be honest, it's going to be defensively for me for Waterhouse. Yeah, you have to be defensively because that's where they most lack a little bit of strength. Keaton seems to the veteran player wasn't playing up to par, but you could see that, probably his career is kind of going down that part now where he's looking into retirement rather than stepping up his performances. But I think, after this season finish, wherever Waterhouse finish, Fuzzy, that's where he's probably going to have to, probably that's where he's going to have to strengthen. He needs some defensive players. He needs some wing backs, yeah? Because when I look at these Firehouse wing backs, it's not so brilliant, when you really look at, the type of wingers that Waterhouse have produced over the years. You need excellent wingers. And Javin Bright was getting no service when it comes down to his wingers. And that's where, back in the days, Waterhouse prolific strikers then kind of get on the ball when, you have a player like Dada English, yeah? Whip it. One of the best left footer in the league behind Germany. Probably you could say, Christopher Iggy Jackson from Tivoli, three players them that really, dedicate and watch over the years. When it comes on to left footers in the league, man, very, very deadly. Very, very deadly. Yeah. This Jordan Youth is saying, brother, everything is there online. Arnett Garden will play Portmore tomorrow, Sabina Park. It's a double header. It is a double header. But tell you some Firehouse, yeah. Firehouse playoffs record since 2014. Yeah, Firehouse have only scored 14 goals in the playoffs round since 2014 and conceded 16 goals. So they have a -2 when it comes down to player football. But what Firehouse have done over the years is that they outscore their opponent. Yeah, they just outscore their opponent. But if Waterhouse go to I think if Waterhouse can go to a semi-final, beat this Tivoli team, a team that have been thump up them face all season long, it should be it should be a good season. But I don't really want even to say that because the club Waterhouse rich in history. It doesn't matter. It's just like Arnett Garden. You struggle to get in the playoffs, but when you get into the playoffs, the expectation just by the fans, you have to win it. Anything, from not winning, it's a failure. It's a failure. It doesn't matter if you finish in that last playoff spot. Once you get in the playoffs, you just have to win it. And that's how, a club like WaterHouse I've run over the years. Once you get in the zone of winning, even if you're in the title running, just like they have done over the years, sometimes run down. I don't know how them do it, but they have run down above you numerous times. In the Jamaican Premier League when it was a league format. But anything right now for Firehouse, either go to the semi-final, either go to the final, it's a plus. It's a plus for them, But guys, when you really look at how their season went on, it's just remarkable to see how they got into the playoffs. Even when I been talking about it, it's just puzzling me, like a team that's played very poor in the whole regular season and just all of a sudden just find themselves, in the playoff system. But let's see. Yeah, let's see what was going to do. But there's a Firehouse. Firehouse have to go break this spell right now, Yeah, Firehouse have to go break this spell because Firehouse 16, 2005, 2006. Last time they won it was 2005. Yeah, the last time they won it, I think it was 2005. I'm double checking right now. I'm double checking on that, when they beat. I remember that game, I watched that game on TV. Trying to find it, but I know that it was the two teams that were yellow and blue, WaterHouse and Harborview. Yeah, I remember that season. Yeah, see there. Yeah, Harborview and WaterHouse 2006 was the last time. 2005, 2006 season, and then Harborview went on to win it in the next season. But yeah, WaterHouse have to take that little thing off of them back from 2005. That's almost 2 decades. That's almost 2 decades of playing in the top flight league and not winning it with so much final under them belt. Yeah, but people, look, I have to wrap up this show right now, as I have to wrap up this show. So I think this is another one. Yeah, so look at these pretty stats that I have for you. So the last time that WaterHouse team started the playoffs at the quarterfinal spot, it was back in 2017, 2018 season when they went on to the final with Portmore. So I tell you, WaterHouse have a pretty good stats when it comes on to playoffs. They always go to the final. They always go to the semi-final. And if the reason why they always go to the semi-final is that they always finish in that top 2 position. Yeah. So people, bless up on yourself. Have to jump off the stream and set up the Nick and Daniel podcast that's coming up next. Yeah. So look out for that. It's coming up next. Just a few minutes, around 15, 20 minutes time from now. Nick and Dan podcast will start. But look, this is just a little quick recap. Tomorrow the big match. The Junglers. All right. Prediction. I'm going to go now look at prediction for the first leg. First leg. Arnett Garden and Portmore draw 1-1. First leg. Arnett Garden and Portmore will draw 1-1. The second game. See, because of Jerome Wade, I have to give Tivoli the hedge in the first leg. I have to see how this WaterHouse team going to come up against a very tough Tivoli team. Yeah, a very tough Tivoli team. Just to see how they manage to cope with the expectation of the crowd, the fans. Yeah, that's going to have they're going to have at Sabina Park. Yeah, so I'm just going to Tivoli might win this 2-0. That's what I'm going at. Arnett Garden 1-1. Yeah. Arnett Garden 1-1, but I'm trying to pick a scorer. I think Ashevon Walsh will score Arnett Garden tomorrow, and I want to say the 2 striker they might score, but I'm going for a Kimoni Arbonne Yeah, I'm going. Why I'm going for a Kimani Arbon tomorrow? I'm going for a Kimani Arbon goal tomorrow because he have something that he have to make up back for the junglers that he skied that penalty kick against Arbaview a couple seasons back. So he have to be a man back in one of these playoffs and bring back home the title in concrete jungle. Yeah? So I would say 1-1, Kimani Arbon, Chevron Walsh get on the score sheet. Tivoli win 2-0. I say Justin Dunn will score tomorrow, and I don't know. I don't know who else will score, but I just feel that Justin Dunn will score tomorrow. Yeah, I just feel that Justin Dunn will score tomorrow. You know, a very humble player, you know, very talented, young. He's very passionate about playing for Tivoli. His commitment is high. Yeah? But let's up on ourselves, people have to jump off the stream right now and come back in a trophy. Yeah? Salute to all the Jamaican Premier League fans them out there. Yeah? Let's up on ourselves. See you guys again for the semi. See you guys Tuesday to review the quarterfinals of the first leg. See you guys Tuesday. Tuesday around probably around 4 o'clock. See you guys. Yeah, probably around 4 o'clock. I will see you guys. 4 or 5 o'clock is a real good time to review the quarterfinal. But bless up on yourself. You know, this is where on YouTube you will get some of the most credible reasoning about the Jamaican Premier League in terms of breaking down the game, you know, giving you guys statistics, you know, giving you guys playoffs history of the 4 teams that's in the quarterfinal. Yeah, I don't want to be like, you know, I'm the best, but you have other people that promoting the Jamaican Premier League and they have been doing a really good job. But I think this show, you know, the Carter Media was me right here presently talking. Yeah, I think I bring the Jamaican Premier League reason to a different extent. Yeah, because, you know, other people, you know, really they talk about it. As I said, they do a really good job. But I think that what I am doing differently, you know, getting more insight on the stats and where the teams, you know, how they play their farm, stuff like that. You know, players, you know, formations, how the coaches and stuff like that. So I think, you know, I bring it to a different corner where, you know, especially statistics, because when I was a youth, you know, this is why I'm doing this too. This is why I do a lot of research on Jamaican Premier League since I'm doing YouTube. When I was a youth, I used to ask my father, like, how it's so difficult to get statistics on Jamaican Premier League, yeah? And, you know, it was like, you know, not many people cover it, and, you know, you don't really have the type of people that do the extent to get the best out of the games in terms of get the stats, get you know, the necessary that people wanted. I don't just come here, you know, look, I hate, you know, I like to break down the games as how we played, but when it comes on to local football, I don't really do that, especially the games that televised, because people watch the Jamaican Premier League, they watch it, they will see all the action. But what I give a different perspective and a reasoning, I commentate on how the statistics is very big. That's why I said on this platform already, yeah, my other show that I have on Jamaican Premier League, this JPL Stats Corner, I think it's like a unique show that, because how I structure that nights and nights, you know, after 2 a.m., 3 a.m., sometimes get up at 5 a.m., getting statistics, yeah, getting go on the new scouting website that I think Y Scout that's covering in our PMI box, yeah, to get things about the Jamaican Premier League. So I go to the extent just to, you know, give my Jamaican people that things that I used to want and things that I used to want to feed my brain just to see who is the best players in terms of stats and all that, you know. But when it comes on to evil, the games that televise, yeah, Nikai Christian is the only player that have over 5 assists when it comes on to, you know, assisting in game, because I said WaterHouse used to play a loads of game in the first part of the season, and he have assist almost most of Javi and Brian in goals. You know, so I just have stats that I can just give, just like, you know, Portmore, this season. Yeah, Portmore this season is the second team behind Montego Bay to went on to score in 13 consecutive games on the bounce, win, lose, or draw. Yeah, Moby are the first team to have done it. And Mullines is that team that, have conceded 2+ goals the most in the Jamaican Premier League and not win those games. So, and Portmore, I think Portmore have drawn the most game in the Jamaican Premier League, right? Ahead of Mullines United. But people, bless upon yourself. I have to run. Respect everyone that stayed and here watching me giving my little details and the playoff game for tomorrow. Bless upon yourself. Salute.